All right, we're ready. Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. Happy New Year. I hope everybody had a wonderful holiday with family and friends and these friends are our family. So it is Wednesday, January 8th, 2025. It's 1 o'clock. And call this meeting to order. Let's see, we've got, I'm gonna start Jeff Byerly,
Present.
Bill Skorick.
Present here.
We have a couple people coming in. Connie Clifford. Richard, are you our council liaison today?
Well,
Nice.
I am still the council liaison. We don't know what it'll be.
Okay, all right, well, you're present.
Well, I took your seat. I didn't think you'd be here.
So that's fine.
And then we've got Chris Bridges. Here. Shelley Johnson. Carrier. Here. And a new face to everybody is Elton Rocky. He is our student liaison, but I'll do a quick introduction a little later, but
Here.
welcome. Okay, so I need approval of meeting agenda, but before we do that, I have two changes I need to make. Oh, gosh, you know what? Let me back up. So are you guys walked in?
Sorry.
Becky Leach and Tim
Childs.
Childs. Okay, I think I only met you one time. Public Works. So welcome, Happy New Year, everybody. All right, so meeting agenda, I need to make two changes in the old business, our basketball courts presented by, I had Shelley Johnson. It's actually presented by Jeff Byerly and Kristen Hartman. And the other one is number 6, library benches presented by, I had Kristen Hartman, but it's members Johnson and Chris Bridges. So with those two small changes, I'd like to make an approval of the meeting agenda with those two small changes.
Like that motion.
I need a second. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
And we didn't have a meeting in December. So approval of the minutes for the Parks Board meeting on November 13th, 2024.
I'll make that motion.
Second. Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Announcement. So the first one is welcome, Alton Rocky, student liaison. So thank you. I'm super excited to have you. I think that having a student is really going to be a nice gap, a nice bridge to what we're doing here in the city, especially with parks, and the students and getting that feedback and you giving that feedback back to them. So I'm really excited for that.
And we're gonna get to know him a little bit later in the
Yes,
agenda, right?
I put it on there. Yes, well, I don't see it on here under reports. Okay, yes. Thank you. Public communication. So it's our first public communication, 3 minutes. The Parks Board is providing opportunities for public comment. I always start with our people on Zoom. So Jane Shattuck, you are up, Jane. Happy New Year, Jane.
Happy New Year. How are you guys? I just wanted to welcome Rocky, and I'm looking forward to what kind of things that maybe the Parks Board can get going with Rocky being the liaison. So that's it. Thank you.
Elton's his first name. Wait.
Yeah.
You got me. I have done
Thank
that too,
you.
Jane. No, I've done it too. I really kind of question myself.
Thank
It's all
you.
Good. Liz,
You have 2 rock
how are
stars.
you?
Or, you know.
Do you have
Yeah.
a comment?
So, I heard Elton that you were a student was going to be joining, and I am really excited that you would come and take part of your day out and be a listener for us and also for your school and the staff there. I really appreciate it. What grade are you?
Oh, I'm a senior.
Senior. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Jim.
I have
Okay. Do you want to put first public comment if you have one? Oh.
I just got here.
Okay, you can go. I thought I'd give you a shot. All right. Yeah, okay. So we're moving on to old business. So the first one's the walking path. It was an old ARPA Parks Board request. So now that we know that council has approved, by the way, council approved all of our requests. So that's from Shelley Johnson. She made us do it.
What is the number?
So, the walking path, what I thought we would do is now going forward, and I'm really glad to see you guys here, is, put together, an ad hoc to work with Public Works on the walking path. Would that work for you guys? Becky?
Yeah.
Okay, so I would like to have that ad hoc be, Shelley Johnson, Jeff Firely, and Bill Skorick. So going forward, we'll have you guys working with the city on the walking path. And I know that we're gonna be using volunteers for that, so. Right, does that work for everybody? Okay. I don't think you guys have, I think we're good, right? Okay. Next up are the basketball courts. Jeff was looking at basketball boards for the foundation, and the foundation has a meeting this Monday. So whatever you've come up with, if it's more than what the foundation allocated, I can go back to them.
I have, some quotes. Would you like me to email them to you?
That would be great. Yeah, do you wanna, yeah, you can email them to me and, yeah, so, okay.
Ocean Shores address. Where would you like them to?
It doesn't matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I can still take it to the foundation.
So, I got written quotes on some stuff, or just about everything. I'm gonna recommend you go with something that matches out there. I don't know. That's gonna be $1,000 to $1,300 each.
Oh,
Fiberglass delivered,
okay,
and,
that's double.
I did give you some cheaper options.
Okay,
But those are full size, 72 by 42, fiberglass boards that match what's there. I got unknown manufacturer lowest, known manufacturer, and known vendor second, and they're all pretty close.
okay,
And then some, aluminum, which I wouldn't recommend smaller. And some smaller fiberglass backboards, which you can consider little backboards, which, I think are gonna be about 700 each delivered, about 1,400, so considerably cheaper to be considered. And they will mount with what's out
okay,
there. Well,
okay, all right.
I'll send you what I have, quotes and cut sheets.
Is there we're not doing any kind of basketball tournaments out there, right? So regulation for having them be shorter, is that do you think that's a possibility, having them a little smaller?
Is this for North Bay?
Yeah, yeah,
I haven't heard of anybody doing anything. The city's not sponsoring anything.
no.
Yeah.
Maybe Elton might have
Elton.
some.
I mean,
Not that I know of. It never gets too competitive out there.
Or recreational.
Yeah, it's just like fun. Yeah.
okay. That Tim?
Cause I don't think it's a recreational size court, is it? Or is it?
No, it's a small court,
Yeah.
but it is lined. And, you do more, there's a lot more chasing of balls on a small.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay, that makes sense. So we don't want them flying off into where the playground equipment is. I don't. think
They'll
it
be
will.
flying off, well, to the one side up against the fence where the lights are. And
Yep, that's
the
fine.
other side into some grass. I don't think there's gonna be any damage, but.
Okay.
They're both, seemingly both the best options. I don't think you wanna go steel because of the rust.
Right, right.
I even briefly considered, well, some local craftsman could make some nice marine. Plywood, but then you have to support them up there and
Okay.
it's pretty heavy and it won't stand the test of time. And, I believe wholeheartedly that fiberglass is the best way to go.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much.
I just have one question. How many buildings are we looking at total?
One on
Two.
each.
And will that also include the posts that they're mounted to? Post is already there.
Like, it doesn't even include the hoops.
We already bought the netting. I don't know if you guys still have those.
I think we do. And if not, we'll.
New ones.
Is there any chance?
Those were
these
cheap.
courts would be Used if we should create a city rec league somewhere?
I don't.
I'm asking because while there might not be regulation right now, down the road, maybe a short road, would we want them to be regulation is all.
That's what I'm thinking. I don't want to just cheap out and do something
Yeah, I tend to agree with you.
that's short term when we just
And
invest
then-
the money.
And then the
do it
next thing I'm
long-term.
worried about is theft. I know it seems ridiculous, but
No, they're bolted.
I hadn't realized they gotten that expensive.
They're bolted on and 10 feet out.
We can bolt them down so that,
More worried about getting them up.
I feel like if people really want something, they're gonna find a way to take it.
you know,
This is
they
my
took
cat
all
walking
of the
back.
copper tubing out of the swimming pool area up in Seattle, and I still don't know how they got it.
So, anyway, I'm not too concerned about that. They've been up there for years and years and years without being an issue.
These will be shining.
They'll be, hopefully. Yes, great.
I'll get it to you tonight.
Okay, thank you. The bylaws, so we've just kept this on old business. We know we're not working on bylaws. We know the city is gonna be working on, a set of bylaws that is across the board for the boards, but I just want to keep it on the forefront that that does happen. So we're just gonna continue on with that. Next up, is the library benches, presented by members Johnson and Bridges.
Yay, we're really super excited about this project. We met with the library and they're 100% on board and super excited and ready to go. So our next step is to probably talk to some folks at the city about any kind of specifications that we need on this bench from your point of view. And then we also want to connect with some artists, some chainsaw artists. Something whimsical like a mermaid or a whale or beachy. And what do you have?
Well, I did talk to Kiva this morning and I put a call into Scott, but I haven't heard back. She likes the proposal that you sent via email. And I wanted to just hear what the city thought about going forward.
Do you have any feedback on that?
We got your email. I think Shelley, right, sent the email. And Scott was in Egypt for 2 weeks and now he's home, but he's out sick, so he's not back yet. That's why you haven't heard back from us yet. We do have some wood back there in the yard. I don't know if any of them are big enough for benches, but I could reach out to Thor and Tony and ask them, they're both carvers, if they can use the smaller pieces and put them together to build a bench, kind of a, so, yeah, I mean,
That would share
Discussion
what
for
the
sure.
cost if we
Yeah.
could do that. We're looking at fundraising through several sources. We're looking at the Parks Foundation, perhaps money from the Beautification Committee, and maybe the Library Foundation can pop in a little bit. So kind of, pulling together some funds to make it happen.
where's it gonna go?
At Chinook.
Oh,
the new
okay,
playground.
okay, nice.
Yeah, that's the first one. Yeah, if it's awesome, it'll be everywhere.
Yeah, and I know beautification committee too is talking to either Tony or Thor about potentially doing a bench at that little pocket park. So we could have them all over town. It would be cool.
How cute, yeah.
With a story in everyone.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah, it really would be.
That's awesome. Right, guys.
Could we maybe get some money by selling like little copper plaques with people's memorial names or just names?
Well, this particular bench will already have a plaque created for it because it'll have the QR code that goes to the book reading that the library is putting together. But then, they requested to have their name on the plaque, and whatever funds come in, they should be listed on the plaque as well. So, yeah, it'll be kind of a sponsored
Yeah, nice.
bench plaque.
Yeah, oh, it's a great idea. It's awesome. Thank you. All right, new business. Budget requests, were approved from council. So super excited. We asked for the pickleball courts at Emerson, resurfacing in the pickleball courts at Emerson. So
Really?
was approved for that. We were approved for the walking trail. We were approved for the trifold maps going forward that the city will then take over from that. Yeah, so out of the foundation's hand, which is really exciting. And then lights and cameras. Thank you.
I love that.
super excited for lights and camera. I'll do is, I'd like to do a couple more ad hocs. So for the pickleball, I know, Becky, that when we got the, estimate from the company, he gave us until March, right, for that estimate. So that stands, and then what I'd like to do is, Connie, Bill, and Jeff, if you guys would like to be on that ad hoc committee and work with Becky and Tim on that pickleball going, but it's pretty straightforward. What's the man's name? Don?
I
Dan?
can't remember, and I think somebody from the Parks Board has been in contact with him more recently than I have, so.
That might not be.
No, that's okay. I'm just thinking if there's probably a fresher quote than the one that I had that you might have, but we'll get together about
He said
it.
he would honor the quote.
The old one?
Until March.
The original one?
No, we did get a new one.
Okay.
You didn't have time to do that. So
Yeah,
we-
that's what I was thinking.
Yes, you
Okay.
are correct. It was us.
Okay, but Jeff will be on the ad hoc committee. so
Yes.
Better about it, yeah.
Yes. And do you need me to forward you that quote? I
Yes.
can.
Please, yeah, thank you.
So that's just pretty simple, just coordinating with him. And I think what we had talked about was taking one tennis court and putting two pickleballs,
I think we're talking about putting.
four on one court, but leaving one of the tennis courts alone, pure, for the tennis enthusiasts. And then if for some reason our residents want more pickleballs, courts, we can add to that other.
I think we talked about putting a drinking fountain in there as part of that proposal.
Yeah.
We should start getting more use in pickleball and things like that.
We, yes, that was the only real extra in there was the water fountain
Couple benches, I think.
and two benches. I'm so glad you guys have a better memory than I do. Yes.
Is pickleball a thing among the younger people?
It's getting there.
Is it?
Yeah, it actually is
Awesome.
slowly but surely going up.
I haven't caught on yet, just to.
I've had my fair share of pickleball. It's fun.
My university sent every single member of WGU faculty pickleball set.
Wow.
Okay. We actually kind of like it.
All right, so, yeah, a couple benches and I just. Yeah. And I think we put in for the benches, the same kind that we got at Chinook. Same kind of, that polywood, that's not gonna
Yeah.
decay over time.
You want to do the same thing where the foundation did with the plaques before?
So what I was thinking, right now, those two benches in there are, memorial benches.
Yeah.
We could just take those plaques off and put those plaques on those benches.
Okay.
Because they've already been, I think there was somebody from the tennis association,
Oh, gotcha.
that started it all. So,
That would be good to do, yeah, keep the honor there.
yeah.
I just had a little crazy idea about pickleball when you talked about they were gifted to different people. I wonder if we could work with the library and maybe we could give them 4 sets of pickleball playing stuff and then folks could check it out from the library and test it out and see if they like it before investing in their own.
That's a great idea if they would do that.
That'd be cool.
Need a note.
Check with them to see. if they
Yeah.
have the responsibilities.
Yeah, we'll check
They'll be, they'll be,
But libraries check out all kinds of crazy
that
stuff.
is true.
That'd be kind of neat.
Cool.
You see, they'll be checking out.
And pickleball is small.
Yeah.
The whole set that is.
Yeah, it's little.
Little, so it's not like it's gonna take up much more than a book size space.
Yeah, so, and then for cameras and lights, what I thought, which we do another ad hoc, would be, myself, Becky and Chris Bridges. Elton, I'm gonna kind of have you involved a little bit just from the lights perspective on the skateboard park, because that's where the lights are going. What do you guys, Becky and Tim? Pretty simple, straightforward for the camera and the lights. They were just off of Amazon.
Yeah, it's, we'll wait a little bit until we have somebody new that starts with the city that can potentially do the electrical work, so we don't have to hire an electrician, but.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Have we hired an IT person yet for the city?
Oh, yeah, Ryan has been,
Are we going to run our own server or are we going to purchase server space?
we have servers. I don't know if I'm understanding your question. This,
The difference between having a physical server, which is probably what we have right now.
yeah,
But those are really becoming outdated fast, they're hard to secure, versus having cloud, and that makes a difference on what kind of camera you purchase.
Well, the cameras that we're purchasing are the same that the community club purchased, which is just, there's no cloud, it's just a recording. It just keeps a recording for so many days. And it
On a
just
hard drive.
records on a hard drive and it records over it.
The hard drive is on the camera or is it?
It's on a unit that's at the place.
It's like a ring.
It's wired. It's not
Okay, it's
wireless.
hardwired.
Well, it's wired though, yeah. Does that help you out? Okay. All right. So I think that was all the requests. And I think that they approved the extra bump in maintenance and operations for Public Works for the parks. I believe.
I think everything got approved.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
So that's good.
That's a first.
A little extra to help keep the parks that we've been doing maintained, so anything to help Public Works maintain the parks, so, okay. Anything from you guys on
We
any?
have
questions?
something exciting. I don't know if you guys know this yet. There have been, you all know that there's been a lot of interest in having a structure at the dog parks where people can stand out of the wind and the rain.
Yes.
There's a couple people who are donating their time and have reached out to Arrow Lumber, and they're going to donate a lot of the materials. And they're working right now with an engineer to have drawings that can be permitted. The city will waive the permit fee, but we still need to have a permit. It'll be inspected by Roy and everything. This is just a not engineered drawing, but if you want to pass that down. It's got the dimensions on it. It'll have treated posts, polycarbonate windows, it'll have an aluminum roof. And the first one's gonna go in the small dog park, and then there will be obviously the goal to have one in the big dog park. Mike Cairns is the gentleman's name who approached us to do this, and he has a dog named McCartney. And because we asked why the small dog park first, and I know he and McCartney are there just about every day, and he said that there's a lot more use of small dogs in the small dog park than big dogs in the big dog park. So that's why they decided to go with that one first. But it will be a volunteer build, no cost to parks or city, and pretty exciting. I
Yeah,
think.
that is
Cool.
Oh, good. Yes, I know people have wanted some kind of a covering, so this is amazing. Oh, great. Well, thanks to.
Oh, yeah, Mike, and that was what I was, there's a section of it, it's like, you'll see the line, there's a section, so it's gonna be like two different sections in the small dog park connected, and that's because not every dog maybe wants to be if somebody was actually standing in there with their dog, not all dogs are okay in a confined space, and not everybody likes each other, he said, so they might want to be on separate sides of the wall, so.
That's true.
Out of everything.
Very cool.
What was the guy who is volunteering to build this? What was his name again?
Mike Cairns, and Cairns is his last name.
Mike, C-A-R.
Cairns.
No, that's awesome. Our volunteers are amazing in this city, really are. That's exciting. All
Is there a
right.
timeline for that, Becky?
We should have, Mike should have the plans back any day now, and then I'll probably start working on it, I would think, in the next month or so.
Will we have to close down the park?
But I'll
during-
send an update. I don't know that we need to close down the park. Some dogs won't be comfortable with power tools. I know my Australian Shepherd would not be, he's not okay with power tools, but That can also be up to the owner as far as we should post definitely that the construction is being done. On every website that we possibly can that people would see. And then, I would leave it up to owners if they want to be in or not. Cause they can caution tape off around the space and.
Okay.
So.
For sure. Yeah, just let us know when it's gonna start. I post
Yeah.
it. Bill and I are admins on our Facebook page, so.
Send you guys updates.
Great, thank you. Okay, so new business, or not new, excuse me, discussion, alternating meeting leaders. So, I'm gonna be, on Zoom a couple of times and trying to conduct from Zoom is a little more challenging. So as you guys know, Shelley has stepped in a few times for me to do that, but I was wondering if anybody else would be interested at some time to be in that pool to lead the meeting if needed, instead of just Shelley and I. So don't all raise your hands at once.
You guys are a hard act to follow, so I just don't know.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll think about that. We're not gonna answer right now. We're gonna think about that. Or else I'm just gonna have to appoint.
A lot of deep thought.
Okay. Park inspection reports. Okay, am I missing something? I don't think I'm missing anything, am I now? Okay.
Works. So,
Yeah, next month might be a little crazier. Okay, well, Spinnaker. You walk by Spinnaker, I ran by Spinnaker today, it doesn't change. It's a feeding ground for the deer.
Depends on how many kids are there that morning.
Yeah. Chris, you have Emerson.
Good.
Gonna be looking really good here in about 7 months.
I'm wondering how it's gonna affect that little neighborhood.
Well, there's some really nice parking off the street that's
Yeah.
grass, so without affecting the little neighborhood, but I don't know if I lived there, I'd be pretty excited if I was into pickleball. Maybe.
There you go.
Bill, you have the Lions Club and the skate park.
yeah, both looked really good. Lions Club, of course, there's probably not a lot of people out there. And the skate park, all the equipment is there. The restrooms are all in good condition, so yeah.
Becky, you have Chinook and Gunderson.
Yeah, Gunderson's got a mole problem, but that's probably not news to anybody right at this time of year. Outside that, one of the benches, the plastic white bench, blew over, and it's gonna probably blow over again, is my guess. Chinook's got some problems. One is the dog parks, both sides are dug up now.
Okay.
And it's curious to me because the small dog park side has really big dog toys, like some of them bigger than a small dog.
I think a lot of the large dogs are going into the small side.
Yeah, I think because the big dog park is half the time underwater. I ran into the maintenance guy while I was out there this morning, and he was struggling with the power washer, but they were trying to get the goose crap off of the docks. And he said that the motor had burned out on the one that they usually use, and he was trying to make this other one work. And so they're out there paying attention. It's just they may not have the resources at the moment.
Okay.
But there's again a mole problem out there. But the dog park was dug up. There were several holes, and the buckets of sand are all empty. So there's no sand to replace it.
Okay. Okay. All right.
And then I don't know how this happens or why it would happen, but apparently they keep switching. The maintenance guy told me that they keep switching the sides, that they'll make the small dog park side, the big dog park side, and then they go back and
Yeah,
forth.
they did
That
that
was the Sean Pease thing.
before.
Yeah. I don't know that they're still doing that because I haven't have you seen them change the signs?
No,
And how do you guys feel
I was
about
confused
that?
the first time. I don't know.
Didn't he do it? I felt like he did it because he was giving a break to the
Big dog.
Because the large dogs got dug up so much, so you swap them, it gives a break and lets some grass grow back, because obviously the small dogs aren't going to destroy as much as the large, but I didn't think that they were doing that anymore. I
Well-
mean, they're under, the large is underwater, so I know for a fact some of the large dogs are going to the small dog.
Is there any chance of getting like a French drain or something out there to?
Well, yes,
Okay.
when we do the walking path, there's some chatter
That'd be
about
some awesome.
tying into that and fixing that. So yeah,
I
I
just
think that's gonna happen.
sent an email for more sand to get added to the buckets.
Yeah, we need more sand.
Yeah, I just sent that, and then, I emailed Chris Donahue a couple times.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard back yet. My guess is he's been out of town for the holidays. The manufactured wood chips that we got for the playground weren't really that expensive, so I'm just asking him if they're the same manufactured wood chips that dog parks use, and then I'll get a cost to see. 'Cause
great.
The gravel was like $75,000, so that's why we didn't do that. And the other wood chip prices that I got were really expensive, but I was looking at the cost at what we did at the playground at Chinook, and it wasn't really that expensive, so I'm looking into that.
Jeff, well, you've got experience.
The chips are marketed by different, they come out of the same,
That's what I was wondering.
But
and as long as it's engineered, you're gonna have to do something about some edging, I guess.
Yeah, edging we can do, we can put, in fact, there's some there already, but we would have to do it all the way around to keep it in, and that would be,
I think it's
streets could do that.
worth a try in a major way.
Mhm.
That's
Same.
the most used. It's the most used facility in Ocean Shores outside of the community.
Wow.
yeah, it is really used, but you have experience. I mean, have you seen other dog parks use the engineered wood chips? I mean,
It is.
it's a popular
and public
product.
stuff. Used.
Okay. Uh-huh.
I have large dogs and I've always had them. And we had wood chips in Everett. We had a really big yard. It's amazing what it does because we were nothing but mud
Mhm.
until we put the wood chip, and my dogs are active. And it's amazing what it does, how it actually kind of settles everything. But of course, if people would start watching their dogs when they're digging, that would help a little
That would be-
too. But yeah, wood chips are great.
Oh, good. Well, and we use them all over, so it's not like we can't get a bunch of them to fill into the other parks too. So, oh, that's exciting. Okay, Jeff. Okay, thanks. You're done. Becky with Chinook. We're done. Okay. Jeff, North Bay and Limpet.
No changes. I didn't go down to Chinook, in the last one. Before, I believe Chinook,
North Bay and Limpet. Limpet.
so, I haven't had eyes on that.
Shelley, you have Marine View and Texmar.
They look fabulous.
Good. And then Connie, Northeast and Southeast Grand Canal.
Southeast, a lot of people do fish down there, but there's a lot of trash in the water down there. There's lots of like worm containers and beer bottles or cans rather.
Southeast?
And cartons, yeah, down at the south end. If we can ever do it, we really need a trash can and a dog station down there because a lot of people still leave their poop bags down
Do you
there.
have any spare dog stations?
I don't think
I don't think we
we
do.
have any spares, but I'm gonna take that note that we need it in a trash can. We can.
And trash can may be mounted to the dock. so it's
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
That's how they are now, right? The trash cans are mounted to our dogs. Are they? Receptacles.
Oh, those, yeah, the dog ones.
Yeah.
And then at the north end, there's nothing we can do about this, but lots of dogs, people are taking their dogs there and there's lots of dog poop going down. I walked all the way down on the north end today. And it's not deer, it's not raccoon, it's literally dog poop and people just aren't picking it up.
We have a dog, don't we? Have
We
one?
do. And a trash can.
Is there bags in there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we actually walked around and we picked up a lot of trash this morning. Lots of liquor bottles. I mean, I don't exactly know what we can do about it, but
They go down there and it's a hiding spot, right?
yeah. And there's places I couldn't get into it because it's going down into the water, so I couldn't get in to get them, but I did pick up others, but that's all.
Thanks for picking that up. Gosh, okay. All right, lots of trash.
Any, not that this works so well, but maybe it's time for a little shaming public media, public.
Yeah, we could put something on Facebook just saying, hey, please, Fine. Okay, yeah. I'll write that down.
You just have to leave one body. Right?
Yeah, I know. It's funny how that works, right?
Okay. We see you illegally drinking. Okay, so we're back to public comments. Obviously, second public comment today. Please keep your comments to anything related to parks and the Parks Board. And Jane, always up first. You have the comment.
Yes, thank you, Kristen, and I wanted to apologize for Elton for getting his name wrong. And kind of want to reiterate on what Connie said and go a step further is that, it would still be nice to get some ideas on how we're going to clean all the garbage out of the canal itself in that area. But Connie is spot on, every day. Everyone knows I walk there every day. And it's like people are just letting their dogs out, run down, go potty, go back in. And we have a station, it's set up for people to be responsible, but they're not being responsible. And then the alcohol containers, which have always been a problem down there. And that actually went down when the picnic benches were moved away from the wall, but it seems to have picked back up again. But I would really like to see working with the city and maybe Becky and just a bunch of us getting our heads together on how we're going to get all the garbage out of the canal itself in that area, because there is quite a large amount of it there. So other than that, I hope everybody has a good day.
Thanks, Jane. A question really fast about that, because it always seems to be the picnic benches get moved down there. And that seems to be the common denominator is those picnic benches. So people have a place to sit, hang out, and do whatever. What if we move the picnic benches up?
And mounted on concrete, so people couldn't move them back.
So
they're
taking
so
away the
cute.
convenience of sitting there. I don't want to take away someone sitting by the water and having a lovely picnic, but if most of the time we're seeing the increase in alcohol bottles and moving the benches closer to the wall so people can essentially hide. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So can I make one comment?
Yeah, I asked a question.
So, yeah, the one that's right next to the waterway and kind of the doggy bag station and all that isn't too bad. But the way it was set up before, there was actually one of those benches was on the other side of the canal, instead of them both being on the one side. So I don't know, because if they did that too, because the one that's not right up against where the water's running through there is still kind of stuck back under the trees and everything, to where maybe if it got moved back onto it would be the east side of where the water's coming through the ditch there, and out in the open in that grassy area. I don't know if that would help or not, but that's the way it was originally set up a long time ago. So.
Makes me wonder if they moved it over to the west side of the canal because of the golfers. Maybe. I don't know. Okay, thanks, Jane.
They moved it because they dumped it upside down in the waterway, and so I think it just got misplaced, because whoever got it out of the waterway there didn't know where it was to begin with. So that's when it got moved from that other side, was when it was vandalized down there.
Oh, okay. Chris, you had your hand up.
Could we ask the police department to maybe patrol that a little more?
I think we have. I think they do.
Do they get out and look?
I don't know what they do. I don't know. But I think we just have to make it so it's a little harder to sit back and relax.
Put smile, you're on camera. Sign up.
Yeah, maybe, but yes.
Well, I'm wondering too, once we start doing the canal again, and Jane had made a comment because we talked about this before. about getting the canal cleaned out up there. And I think once a lot of that is done and they know that there's a lot more focus on that particular area, that may stop some of it also. It's just gonna be a chore and we're not gonna get anything done till later this year, so.
Don Williams, you joined us, so if you've got a public comment.
No,
Go for
good
it.
morning. Good morning. I'm just listening today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Anyone up?
Well, Dwayne Lacy has sold her house here and moved to Portland. But she's the one that we did the presentation. I did the drone shots and she did the presentation. And I've asked her if she'd still be available to do the presentation. So if y'all want, I can use my drone to take aerial photography of all the parts when the sun's out.
Okay.
Because it looks much better with the blue sky and sun. And then Joanne is willing to do the voiceover for that. And if you want, we can put that on a website that if someone clicks on it and they can find out about the parts.
Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that'd be cool. Website. Oh, that'd be wonderful. Thank you for that.
Even though she's still interested and we'll donate her time to do that.
Thanks. That'd be great. Let me get it on the city website probably.
Can we go to trifolds when we get the reprints on the trifolds? Do we have an option of editing in a QR code that we can keep the code itself and collect the data and that tie all these things together?
Yeah, when the city goes to print new ones, we'll update the QR code to a counting QR code. Yeah.
I will help with that project so that we actually keep the QR code regardless of whoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that way the city has the QR codes
Yep.
in a real file.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, Lynn.
And I don't expect you to answer that now, but I'm really interested in how we can get the middle school, high school students more interested in using the parks during the summertime. And what are some of the activities that you students that would like to do? I was not a student that would ever wanted to do anything with a library. So, but I was a student that would have loved doing stuff in the parks, but I don't know what you guys would be interested because I'm old. So how could you go back to your school and bring it back maybe here to start involving more of you citizens in our parks and when you have your downtime? Thank you for being here.
Oh, yeah, thank you. I talked with, these two about, creating, like a social media account to get younger minds more involved, like from the school. So they could, put in their input, we could provide information, get it out there. Just to get everyone more. And then for what they actually would want to have in the city, we're still figuring that out. I know you were talking about somebody did, our counselor did a massive survey for the kids of like what they'd want. And so I think that's pretty, like a pretty good way to like, get their information too.
Yeah, so apparently the youth are on Instagram. My age group and older is Facebook. So Elton has offered to help Shelley and I create the Instagram account because all the information we put out there, they need to know what's going on too, especially and there's a lot of stuff on with that things that they use that they're not getting that information. And so
Do we have a social media subcommittee or something?
it's Bill and I.
Should
Not the
appoint-
committee.
I think we should appoint.
He's part of it now. Yes, he's gonna help create this.
Perfect, see?
Account and yes, so we're trying to figure out, this is why he's here. Is Our youth that's full of knowledge, so, yes. Okay, so anybody else for public comments over here? Hi, Andy, how are you? Happy New Year. Okay, so Richard, council liaison report.
So first, as I listened to everything that's going on, it sounds like Santa Claus was pretty good to the Parks Department.
Yes. That was very good.
Thanks, Santa Claus.
My comment as a council member,
This is not coming from the council. This was my memory of what happened in council meeting. You guys asked for LTAC money and it was in the neighborhood of $20,000. Is that right?
We asked for what? What do you,
Well,
we didn't ask for, the Parks Board did not ask for LTAC.
oh, that's right. The Parks Board did not. So the thing that I want to say is my memory of the council discussion is that most of the council members, it's your money and the final choice of how you spend your money, rather than itemize it by, we're gonna spend $69 on this, $42 on that, is you got this bucket of money and you maintain your bucket of money. Anything that goes above whatever the cutoff is, would need maybe additional council approval, but this has all been already approved. So
Okay.
my
Well, I think
point
the
is,
public works would
is,
spend that money, yeah, for the
Uh,
items, right? Just like before, right?
as you guys spend money, it's basically, it's your bucket of money. And so if you find that you need to move this from here to there but you got this bucket of money to spend from. And that's my memory of the council discussion.
Okay.
I don't know if that contributes anything to how you guys will administer those funds.
Well, I don't know, because like from 2 years ago, how they did it, they approved what we asked for.
Right.
So this seemed to be the same way. I
It
mean,
is
we
basically,
did the presentation, asking for the certain items that we wanted and they approved that.
they
Okay.
approved that, but the consensus that I remember in all of the council budget discussions is council members pretty much felt it's your bucket of money. And if you need to fine tune that expenditure, but don't quote me on that, it's just put it in your bucket
Okay.
as you are making expenditures
Okay,
that if you need to
I'm not
shift.
gonna quote you on
Okay,
that. I don't know, that confuses me, so.
okay, well then I shut up.
No, don't shut up.
I take it all back.
No,
I think it's what you're saying, for instance, if the camera's request was $20,000, but it's $25,000 when we go to purchase the cameras. That $5,000, maybe another park project that's their budget came in under 10 grand, they could take 5 grand of that and put it towards the
Okay.
cameras. I think that's what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
oh, okay.
That was my memory and perception of the council discussions that led to the council decision.
Okay.
Thank you for the clarification.
Thank you. All right. Anything else?
Nope.
Santa Claus?
Nope,
Nope,
it's,
okay.
and Parks is doing an amazing job.
Oh,
I'm impressed again.
and great things. 2025 is gonna be amazing. Becky and Tim, you're up. Do you have anything else to add?
I just gave mine.
Okay. All right, so our student liaison, Elton, so this is your opportunity to introduce yourself. You already kind of did,
Oh,
but
yeah.
Welcome.
I'm Elton Rocky. I just, I'm a part of this because, my principal, reached out to me for this and I agreed. Because I think it's a really good way to, improve the city for, us high schoolers and middle schoolers and whatnot. I'm really excited to be here.
We're really excited for you to be here too. And we've gotten a lot of good feedback from community members excited about it as well. So, and I think they talked about it at council a couple of times. So council is really excited.
It is exciting to have you. What are you going to do after your senior year?
I'm still figuring that out. I've applied to UW and I think I want to do something. I've narrowed it down to like 3 different majors. I don't know yet though. Probably like politics would be cool. I think this would be fun to do.
Welcome aboard.
Yep. And then I'm still figuring it out though.
Really said fun to do, huh?
Oh, can I ask you a question? So what kind of awareness is there in the school that you're part of this board? And I mean, are people coming up and saying, hey, why don't you bring this up? Or are they, kind of spitballing ideas with you already or?
No, not really yet. I still haven't like gotten a full grasp of,
Yeah, and I know it's early.
yeah. Soon though. Yeah, I'll be in there.
Yeah.
What does
taking
the
notes.
associated student body look like at?
Hmm.
high school?
It's pretty cool. You know, they're in charge of like all of our sports things. So like if our football team, for example, wanted to get a new goalpost, the ASB would approve that with funds that they
So they're
fundraise and
pretty
whatnot.
sophisticated, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
Awesome.
It's really awesome. Yeah.
That's great. That's
So
great.
when we start looking at our recreation program,
Yeah, yeah, no,
there's our hook.
yeah. Right. Thank you. Anybody else have any more questions for Rocky or Eldon? I did it, Jane. I did it too.
You have to have a name change.
Even though Elton John is one of my favorite singers.
I'd just like to add that, you know, we just met Elton in December and he's been so enthusiastic and just jumped right in, and it's a quick learning curve. Kristen and I drove him around in a car, taking him to all the parks, and he's just soaking it all in.
Yeah,
It's so exciting to have new mind and new energy,
yeah.
On
really
board.
excited.
and you're gonna be great.
Thank you.
Thanks, Shelley, yeah. All right, so reports for me. Well, we had December off, so we're running in January, which is super excited. Thank you again to council. We are super excited, and I'm sure Public Works is pretty excited to see another park getting spruced up. So we just want one park every 2 years. So that's our goal. And we're getting that so far. So I'm excited to see that. Chris, you've been busy too. Got library benches. I mean,
Yeah, I'm kind of an impatient person because I like to get things done. And so I have to help me on baby steps, it seems like, especially when you're working with a group.
yeah, sometimes they're baby steps. Yeah. Bill,
Nothing to report.
okay, Jeff.
Really nothing. Since then.
Yeah, okay, Shelley.
Well, we started this project back in November about gathering data on third spaces for youth in Ocean Shores as part of a big county-wide study. So Kristen and I spent some time at the high school talking with kids about where they would feel safe in Ocean Shores to go and hang out outside of school, outside of church, outside of home. And so we've started some gathering of data, got a lot of support at the high school.
You did.
So that's really cool too. And I know Elton's going to be instrumental in us gathering even more information. So my goal in January is to reach out to homeschoolers and special needs families to see what kind of needs there are for their youth in Ocean Shores. And then we should be able to come back to this group with some really good, solid demographics and information about what needs to happen. We're finding that a lot of kids live outside of Ocean Shores too, but they go to school in Ocean Shores. And so transportation might be an issue for them, you know, just trying to figure out what these barriers are that we can help assist in.
Or we found some where their parents won't let them leave the house because there is no safe space. So that's a problem too, right? I mean, kids need to be with other kids in a safe environment other than school and home, so.
So it kind of started as trying to get our information to the county, turned into more of a, well, this is great information for us just to have to work with.
Yes.
As a city, a board and a city on, you know, what our youth need.
Has there been any update with the Westport group? I know they've started something similar to this, so, I mean, is that still?
Well, I went and met with them just to see what they were doing.
Yeah.
They just started their own thing. They just started.
But they're up and running right now,
She
right?
is up and running.
Okay.
She is, and
Okay.
they're trying to, because it's Westport and they're maritime, so they really tied in with the University of Washington to do a maritime program, after school maritime program, to teach kids about boating, chartering and fishing, to keep the kids back in Westport. I mean, it's brilliant, and there was nothing like that, so they've started that. And then plus it's just a place for kids to go. I mean, the cheerleading come over there and they cheer, they work on cheer, and kids play video games. It's something that was completely lacking over in Westport, and we know it's lacking here. So I met with her just to see, well, how did this start? How did this get going? And so it was just very,
And it's a good resource too, since they've already done it and got it off the ground. So we can kind of see maybe, you know, here's things to avoid, maybe.
well, yeah, and we're really lucky because we have an administration that does see the need for that. So, where West Park,
Okay.
the city was not as supportive for them. So, but we've got a really supportive administration for third spaces. And Frank has had some conversations with the superintendent, I know, so I can see us being successful with it. Yeah.
He sent us a grant recently too. I think it's a $5,000 grant from Grace Harbor. It's a local grant.
Community Foundation.
Yeah, we were talking about something for a rec program, but yeah. Conversation hasn't gone further than that, but we have the grant information.
Well, we should be able to provide you some really good
Yeah,
demographics.
yeah, and one of the things, like busing, it could be used for busing to bring kids in or something, like that my ears
Yeah.
took that and when perked up when you said there's so many kids outside of Ocean Shores, like what are they doing in the summer? They don't have a way to get here, so maybe for busing, that could be part of it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay, Becky,
Not a thing.
I did look at grants at RCO and they haven't changed the website, so
No, I have alerts set up on that website. I think everybody's holding their breath to see what happens federally.
Okay, and then Connie.
Does the high school have a golf team?
Yes, they do. I'm not sure the state of it right now, but I know they definitely used to recently. And it's not very big or that pronounced at the school. I think it could definitely be improved upon at least.
Where do they play?
Gotcha.
Just the local golf course.
Here?
Well, I mean, and I realize it's not really a park thing, but Park and Rec. And I'm thinking, you know, we've got that, you know, fantastic golf course. And I think I know the city council rep that works with the golf board
I was gonna say,
a little.
a few months ago, guys, one of our board, Sean, he's your culinary teacher.
Yeah.
Why did I forget his last name?
I-
Sorry, Sean. Anyway, was talking with Councilmember Hartman about that, because I think there was some kind of a golf connection with that. I think he was.
That would be fabulous. Junior high and high school kids to do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Other than that, though, nothing?
Nothing.
Okay. All right, so our next meeting is Wednesday, February 12th, 2025 at 1 o'clock here at the Ocean Shores Library. It is 1:57. I need a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I need a second.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
So